Hey y'all, welcome to Kafi Chat, third edition. You feel me? In this hoe, we 3 weeks deep. I'm really excited to be here with y'all, giving y'all this content. This is really very fulfilling for me. So I'm really glad that you guys are liking the content and that it's helpful to you guys. So you feel me? We just finna keep this going, see where it goes. So today I'm gonna talk about how to meditate, you feel me? Because I feel like there's a lot of like misconceptions around meditation, and I feel like people don't really understand it and they don't understand what it's for. Like they kind of know it's important, but like they kind of don't know how to do it, and nobody's really talking about it. So I'm gonna get into that, you feel me? It's probably not going to be very long. Like, I know my past coffee chats have been like 30-40 minutes, but like I don't think this one's going to be that long, especially because I just been doing a whole bunch of fucking work today, y'all. Like, I did a pick a card, I did a full moon in Taurus Halloween video. So you feel me? This is like my last hurrah of the day. Like, I'm finna get blowed. Like, I'm finna chill, you feel me? It's finna be a real relaxing night. But yeah, so how to meditate, right? So like, first of all, what is meditation, right? So people, know that meditation is like clearing your mind, clearing your thoughts, right? But like, that sounds kind of unrealistic. Like nobody ever really breaks down what that means, like clear your mind. Like how do you just sit down and just not have thoughts? Like when you sit down, like that's all that comes up is literally thoughts. And so like when people used to be like, oh, like you have to meditate, you have to clear your mind, you have to try to not think of anything. Like that is damn near impossible. Like how do you just sit there and just not think? Like it doesn't work like that. What I've found through practice is that when you sort through your thoughts, that's when the clarity comes in, right? So like when you're meditating, when you're sitting, you feel me, in this state of meditation, and you're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? These thoughts are coming up. Don't try to push them away. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge them. In fact, I would challenge you to even go deeper and like ask yourself why you're having these thoughts, right? So say, for example, you're sitting down. This is going to be the most random shit ever, but that's how thoughts work, right? Say, for example, like you just sitting down, you feel me, meditating, and you like, damn, I want some chicken wings, you feel me? Well, you could start asking yourself why, like, why do I want chicken wings? You know what I'm saying? And then you start getting to the root of why you want chicken wings. You can do that with any of your thoughts, right? With any of your behaviors, with any of your mannerisms, anything like that. All it requires is a little self-reflection, and meditation is very extremely important to like self-reflection and just like understanding why you are the way that you are. I personally, this is a personal belief, feel like 99% of the shit that we go through as a human species is because like we don't self-reflect as much as we should. Like literally, like people be saged up, people be crystalled up, people be candled up, you feel me, got all these fucking spiritual tools, and they don't know how to meditate. Like you don't know how to sit with yourself. Like that's the basis of spirituality, really. It's just like understanding who you are and like your place in the world. Like you have to sit with yourself, you have to meditate. Like it don't matter how many crystals you got, it don't matter how many spiritual baths you got, it don't matter how many, spiritual tools, whatever the fuck, it don't matter what you got. It matters like how you are able to like use, what you already have. And this is just like a lesson that I've been learning more so just like in my everyday life, just like learning how to use what you already have instead of like trying to look for outside sources for the answers to your problems. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give y'all another like real basic example, like with this wig, right? You feel me? This wig. I was like, I don't want to put the wig on because like if I put the wig on, like, I want to do my edges, want to lay down the baby hairs, you feel me? Want to be like real cute with it. But I was like, why not, you feel me, just like style it still, you feel me, and then just put a hat on, and then like it's still gonna look good, you feel me. Like I don't have to go buy any like wig laying product, I don't have to go like buy any extra materials, I don't need anything, you feel me. I have a brush, you feel me, I brushed the curls out, you feel me, I styled it slightly, not a little bit, you feel me, just styled it slightly, and then just put the hat on, and like we good, you feel me. Work with what you got, you feel me. You don't always need something outside of yourself to, you know what I'm saying, get the job done, so to speak. Really, I would even say that, you don't even really need like crystals and all that shit to begin with, because that's really just supplement, you know what I'm saying. You don't need that to connect with God, you don't need that to connect with spirit, higher power, whatever you call, you know what I'm saying, source, the source of us, the source of life, the source of existence. I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit about my journey with that too, because literally, like, I was talking to God about it, and I recently started reading like tarot and like oracle and stuff like that, started reading cards. And a lot of people, like, they have an issue with that, especially Christians. They be like, tarot and oracle and cards and all that, that's demonic. And for a long time I thought that too, because I'm like, oh, like, yeah, you inviting like spirits into your house. Like, no, you're not. Like, first of all, like, I mean, you can invite spirits in with tarot cards, with cards, but that's really with anything. You can invite spirits into your space using any tool, not just cards. So it's like, if you understand that, you can also understand that, okay, I can also say, I only want God, I only want spirit. Or say, for example, if you're talking to your ancestors, I only want my ancestors right now, you feel me? Every other energy is blocked. What I think people don't understand is that, like, intention is literally everything. Like, if you do not have your intention set, of course, like, anything can happen, because like you don't have like a set thing in stone that like you want for yourself. Like, if I know for sure, I'm like, okay, when I do this tarot reading, I only want to hear God. That's it. You feel me? Nobody else. Set that intention. You feel me? When you're reading your cards, and then, you feel me, that is the only energy that will be allowed through. Now, it's really important to be able to, I'm trying to figure out how to word this properly in context of meditation. It's really important to be able to understand, like, I know what I want to say, but I don't know how I want to say it, y'all. I mean, this is real shit, you feel me? We live. And that's also why I like going live, because like I told y'all, I feel like all that editing shit is very impersonal. Oh, I have a comment. Look, while I'm sidetracked. Foundation versus additives. What do you mean versus additives? What does that mean? If he's still there. But yeah, like, oh, okay, no, I know what I want to say. God was telling me, like, the reason that you feel like you need these cards to talk to me, to like hear my messages, is because like you don't trust yourself, and like you don't know how to use your intuition properly, right? God was literally like, if you feel me, meditate more and figure out how to sit with me and figure out how to like hear my messages like alone, like, you won't need cards, you won't need, you know what I'm saying, like these things to like help interpret my messages. You won't need candles, you know what I'm saying, and stuff. When you said crystals and stuff, oh yes, exactly, yes, that stuff is, yes, it's additives. Foundation versus the additives. Like, when you build a house, right, you gotta have, you feel me, everything in place. You gotta have the structure, and then you can add all the cute fun shit after, you feel me, you build your structure. But if you don't build your structure properly, then your house is gonna fall down. It don't matter all the pretty shit that's in it, because your house is gonna fall down. That was a great point. Thank you for that. But yeah, so God was explaining to me that like these cards, he wanted me to work with cards, because cards help you train your intuition. Cards help you get accustomed to trusting yourself and trusting your intuition. But God was like, yeah, once you feel me, get that all taken care of, like, I really want you to move away from using cards, because like you don't need cards. Like, you just need clarity. You feel me? You need to learn how to meditate. You need to learn how to sit and sort through your thoughts. And then once you sort through your thoughts, you can't keep thinking forever. Like, it just doesn't work like that. that's where the clarity comes in, because once your mind is clear, God's messages start to come through, and you're like, all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, receiving these messages, and you're like where is this coming from? Like, how am I like just spontaneously understanding things that I never understood before? Like, that's really the power of meditation. And so I'll give y'all an example. Like, I didn't realize that I was a jealous person, and sometimes that's hard for people to admit. It's hard for people to admit that, you know what I'm saying, they're jealous. And the reason that I came to that conclusion is because, like, as many of y'all know, I have a boyfriend and he's great, right? But you feel me? We weren't always boyfriend, girlfriend. So there was a point in time where I was interested in him and he didn't know. And so I was like, I want to like reach out to him, I want to tell him that I like him, but like, I don't know, like, I'm scared, we was best friends. So I'm like, what if I ruin our friendship? Like, what are people going to say? People are going to be like, oh yeah, she was fucking with her best friend. Like, even though we wasn't fucking with each other, it was just a whole bunch of shit. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I just don't even want to deal with it. Right. And then I thought about him possibly fucking with another girl. And I was like, yeah, no, we're going to have to cut that. I was like, we're going to have to cut that immediately. But how would I have ever come to that realization if I didn't sit with that jealous thought? You feel me? Instead of just being like, no, like, I'm not jealous, like, I'm fine with it. You feel me? That's how you block your blessings type shit. Like, it's okay to have like human thoughts, as long as you don't act on them. I was telling him, like, for example, if I had this realization that I'm jealous, and then acted negatively on that feeling, then that's where the issue would come in. For example, if I still didn't say anything to him, then he ended up, starting to talk to another woman. And then, you know what I'm saying, I would be sitting there jealous, like, doing bitter shit to like, make him and, my life more chaotic. That's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's important to self-reflect, because like I said, if I had never sat with myself and been like, yeah, you a jealous ass bitch, I would have never realized, you feel me, that like it was really important for me to speak up to him about how I felt. Would have blocked my blessing, because my boyfriend is fantastic. So yeah. But all in all, I really think that spirituality, the basis of spirituality, is really just like self-reflection. Like, people make spirituality into this like big, crazy, like, mysterious kind of like, thing. And it's just like, it doesn't have to be like that, Spirituality should be fully understood by everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because like, it's very important to feel connected to God and to your creator, because like that gives you purpose, and like that helps you understand your place in this world, and it just helps you, you know what I'm saying, feel more connected to everybody else, right? And like, that connection comes through self-reflection. I'm in a constant state of self-reflection, literally. And that's kind of unhealthy, and God is trying to get me out of that. But you feel me? That's real shit. Like, I literally am always reflecting on my actions and thinking about how I can do better, thinking about how I can improve, because that's really important, So I guess you could say that I'm almost constantly meditating, but I still do sit aside time, you feel me, to come, you feel me, sit in my cozy chair, you feel me, and I put a blanket on. You feel me? And sometimes I light an incense. Sometimes I anoint my forehead with frankincense oil, because frankincense is really good for like opening your mind to spiritual communication and to receiving those messages like I was telling y'all about. So yeah, I just sit in my chair, you feel me? And I just chill, you feel me? Whatever comes to my head, I just let it come. I just kind of let my thoughts go. And then eventually, I start receiving, like I said, those messages from God. That's just how it works for me. And this kind of is going into a segue that I also wanted to talk about, because, everybody's spiritual gifts are different, So like, for example, I receive spiritual messages through pictures, and I also am clairaudient. So like, I can actually like hear messages like in English. So like that's not everybody's gift, you know what I'm saying? Some people are clairsalient, so like they get intuitive messages through smells, you feel me? Some people get messages through touch and like feelings in their body. You know, there are just like various different ways to receive messages. Some people, you know, they have claircognizance. I do have this, but not that frequently, where like they just spontaneously know things and they don't know how they know them, right? That's a valid form of intuition as well. So like when you meditate, like you also get to be familiar with your preferred method of intuitive communication. So like I said, for me, it's like pictures and it's also sounds, you feel me? So for example, like I'll be meditating and like a song will just randomly pop into my head and I'll be like, why? I have not heard this song in how motherfucking long? Like, why am I randomly thinking about this shit? And then like I'll go look at the lyrics and like there'll be like a message there. Or like, for example, so like I'm a dancer, right? And so sometimes I'll like random songs will pop into my head along with like dance moves I'm supposed to do with them. So y'all remember I told y'all like I get visual intuitive messages as well, you feel me? So they kind of go hand in hand with each other, you feel me? Like I'll hear the song and then I'll see the little movement and I'll be like, yep, okay, I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. Like, so it kind of works like that in my head. But you feel me, the only reason that I got so accustomed to my preferred method of intuitive communication is because I meditate. And when I meditate, that is the way that God speaks to me. And also this goes even further because I am also a visual auditory learner. That's my learning style, you feel me? So it's really important for me to be able to not only hear it, but to see it as well. Like I need something like tangible to look at while I'm listening that, you know, kind of like correlates with the audio that I'm hearing. And so like you also might be able to figure out your preferred intuitive method of communication by looking at your learning style as well. If you know your learning style, like say for example, if like you're a really hands-on learner, you know, there may be, you know, a particular method of intuitive communication that helps you with that. Like tarot cards are a method of, you know, hands-on communication. I didn't mean to knock tarot cards at the beginning. They're a very helpful spiritual tool. Like I said, especially if you are like a, like I said, like a hands-on learner, like that's how you receive messages. But you know, that's not my preferred communication. And like I said, God told me like, you know, you don't need them. Move away from that. And I was like, okay, for sure. So, you know, I'd be doing my little pick of cards or whatever. But other than that, like I'm trying to move away from like tarot and stuff like that and just more into, you know, just listening to what God has for me. You know, no distractions, no interruptions, just us. We vibing, we talking. You feel me? But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today about meditation. I really hope that was helpful. Like I said, I get asked so many questions about meditation, and like I find myself talking about it literally all the time. Like whenever I do pick a cards on Twitter, I'm like, y'all need to meditate. Y'all need to meditate. And I'm pretty sure people are like, okay, well, like, you know, meditation doesn't really work for me. Like I hear a lot of people say like, you know, well, I tried and like it didn't work. I'm like, no, you probably tried and you didn't finish. Like a lot of the times, you know, our thoughts will start, you know, just spilling as they will. And then we think like it's not working, but it's like, yes, it's working. Like keep thinking, keep your thought process going, like keep it flowing, because like I said, eventually like you will get to that stop point and you'll be like, oh, everything's quiet. This is great. Like, I really want to go meditate on the top of a mountain, y'all. It's gonna be so fun. Like literally, I remember when I climbed a mountain in 2018 and like it was the most silent thing ever. Like, and I was mad because I was up there with some white folks and they was talking and I was like, bro, can y'all shut the fuck up? Like, I am trying to enjoy this silence. Like, we don't get silence like this ever. Like, oh, thank you, babe. You're so sweet. But yeah, like, I'm like, we don't ever get silence like this ever. Like, bitch, I'm trying to chill and like y'all yapping at the mouth. Be quiet. Like, I'm trying to zen, you feel me? And that's the issue. Like, we don't want to just sit. But that's because when you just sit, you have to sit with a lot of the uncomfortable feelings that you have in your spirit, you know. But what is important to understand is that you're human, and everybody has uncomfortable feelings and uncomfortable thoughts and uncomfortable impulses. But how do you get rid of them? They don't just go away by ignoring them. You have to acknowledge them. You have to face them and ask yourself why you're feeling that way. And then the clarity comes, you know. So thank y'all so much for listening and supporting me. I love you so much. I'm so glad that I get to do Kafi Chat again, because I really missed it. I really missed just coming on here rambling and talking about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, you know. I just love to talk. I'm sure, as y'all know, Aries Mercury 0 degrees, you feel me? I can ramble for days, for hours, for months, for years. Yes, sweetheart. See, that's why I'm glad that I came and talked about it, because I know a lot of people, they do have issues with meditation. And if you missed any of this, like, I'm gonna post it not only on my page as a what's it called, Instagram TV, yeah, as an Instagram TV video, but I'm gonna post it on my YouTube as well. So like, if you know what I'm saying, need to rewind and like watch some other parts, then you can go ahead and do that. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. I'll see y'all later.